gets to Wembley because it's just one step away.
So let's have a look at the starting lineups then. Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal for Chelsea, played every round of the Cup so far, at fault for Luton's goal here in round 4, the last that Chelsea conceded here. At the back it's Zuma, Christensen back from illness, and Emerson, a late scorer against Atletico Madrid in the week. In midfield, good to see Billy Gilmour, his first appearance since the 5th round win at Barnsley. In front of them, Mount, Giroud and Pulisic. Olivier Giroud, a 4-time FA Cup winner, not bad, but not a patch on Ashley Cole. So for Sheffield United, in goal Aaron Ramsdale. He started every game this season bar one. That was in the League Cup back in September. Ethan Ampadu on loan from Chelsea at the back, therefore ineligible. Egan and Basham injured. Phil Jagielka plays, and our sincerest condolences to him and his family at the sudden loss of his brother Steve at the age of just 43. You can only imagine what torment the family have been through. In midfield for Sheffield United, Bogle and Osborne return on the flanks. Up front for them, Billy Sharp is injured. He'll miss weeks rather than days. Paul Higginbottom told me Ollie McBurney and David McGoldrick lead the line. McGoldrick has 8 career Premier League goals, 3 of them against Chelsea. Strong Chelsea bench it is, including Werner and Ziyech and Havertz. Chelsea actually put out around about an hour before kickoff on their official Twitter feed and what have you, completely the wrong starting 11, which rather threw everybody into a state of confusion. And our referee is Andy Madley, as the players of Chelsea and Sheffield United take a knee. And it is Sheffield United, the visitors, in the pink, salmon pink shirts and grey shorts, against Chelsea, all in blue with the white socks. Last season's runners-up Chelsea in the quarter-final of the Champions League, hoping to progress to the last 4 of the FA Cup. It's Pulisic forward for the home side, and then Pulisic jumping with Osborne. It's going to be a Sheffield United throw-in. Very difficult, Martin, for Paul Heckingbottom to take over under these circumstances, and picked up 2 injuries this week, Billy Sharp and Chris Basham. That really didn't help. Yeah, it is, of course, following on from Chris Wilder. We know what a tremendous job he's done, and it's been difficult for the players. It's a bit like pulling the plug out of the bath. Their biggest defeat in over 20 years, wasn't it, last weekend? But they've got to build on that now. And there's McGoldrick with an early drive. Kepa Arrizabalaga is right behind it. And why not? Yeah, why not indeed? His record against Chelsea, as I mentioned a moment ago, is good. Hudson-Odoi into Mount. He's given it away rather carelessly. McBurney laying it off to McGoldrick. A nice positive start to the game from the visitors, but here come Chelsea now building for the first time. Chilwell into Olivier Giroud. Here's Christian Pulisic. Bogle did well to get a foot in, and Lundstrom is there. Did very well, Bogle, there. He's been a good signing. Jayden Bogle came from Derby County, where he would have learned a lot under Frank Lampard in the season that he had with the former Chelsea boss. He's going to have his work cut out against Pulisic. We know he scored, didn't he, in the FA Cup final last season, and then went off with an injury. Hasn't really got going since then. Emerson. And again the Brazilian. Here's Zuma. Pinged away to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Well, he's playing as the wing-back, Steve, this afternoon. They play that 3, don't they? And then 2 sitters, Gilmour coming in, just getting early touches of the ball. They just control the play. Look how they've set out so high and wide, their wing-backs. There's Pulisic wriggling through a little gap. Giroud helping it on its way to Chilwell. Mateo Kovacic. And now Mount. Hudson-Odoi ahead of him. Neat little interchange with Mount. Blocked by Ender Stevens. Chelsea have the throw-in.
Progressing nicely, isn't he, Mount? Missed the midweek game, of course, in the Champions League through suspension, but he's back in today.
Let's not forget Callum Hudson-Odoi when it comes to England talk. He will hope to be somewhere in the mind of Gareth Southgate when it gets to picking the really important squad for the summer.
He had a very nasty Achilles injury, so he's coming back from that, really.
Gilmour was fouled. Andy Madley is the man in charge. Gilmour really burst onto the scene in this competition last season, didn't he? A tremendous performance against Liverpool.
Very good, wasn't he? And he got injured, unfortunately for him, which slowed his progress a little bit. They kept him here. They could have sent him out on loan, shall we say, in January, but they're reluctant to do that when they want to keep him here.
That's ricocheted out to play for a Sheffield United throw-in. He's a terrific young prospect. Made his debut actually against Sheffield United, Billy Gilmour, about 18 months ago. McBurney. Norwood's forward ball, Emerson backpedaling. And McBurney just bundling into Kovacic. It's going to be a Chelsea free kick.
And just crashes into him, but that gives you some idea of the eagerness of the Sheffield United players to get into the challenge, but that's clearly a foul.
Second season running, Sheffield United have got this far in the competition. They lost at home to Arsenal at this stage of last season. Zuma to Emerson. Emerson looking to get Chilwell in behind and just put a little bit too much on that.
Yeah, Emerson playing in the 3. Did that, of course, against Barnsley in the last round. Don't really see him as a central defender come in a back 3, but that's what they're doing with him at the moment. Hasn't featured very much this season.
Took his goal well, though, didn't he? And, you know, virtually his first kick of the game. He came on very late against Atletico Madrid.
Important that the subs get involved early and then have good moments for the group.
Hudson-Odoi.
They do like to boss possession, Chelsea, since Tuchel's been there.
It is remarkable that they've conceded so few goals in Thomas Tuchel's 13 games in charge. Just 2 conceded, one of them against Sheffield United, scored actually at Bramall Lane by Antonio Rudiger. It was an own goal. They haven't conceded any here under the German.
No, remarkable. And I think that when you've got a back 3 and the 2 sitters, they sort of secure the play. They make sure that you're tight, compact. And then it's the front 3, isn't it, that then go and win the game for you. Along with the wing-backs, of course, when you see how high they are, it's unbelievable, really.
Won the domestic cups with both Borussia Dortmund and Paris Saint-Germain.
And he's had a very good win percentage. PSG 75%, I think Dortmund 69%. And something like 69 at Chelsea at the moment.
Here's Emerson. Chilwell. I think you'd have to say Sheffield United made an energetic, quite bright start, though. I think Paul Heckingbottom will be quite pleased with his first 7 minutes.
Well, it's the shape. It's about what you restrict Chelsea to, isn't it?
Hudson-Odoi is just behind Olivier Giroud because Martin, their chins really seem to drop in that Leicester game.
Yeah, for sure. And as it would do when you've got such a messiah, I suppose, in Chris Wilder at the helm. He stepped out, so a big job for him here, coming from the 23s. We know they've got a very good academy and a history of bringing players through.
Yes, they do. Had a long chat with him this week, Paul Heckingbottom, and he is very much thinking of this as an interim position, as a caretaker role. He wants and expects to go back to Sheffield United's under-23s when there is a full-time appointment.
He also wants to get a result today, doesn't he? Into the next round would be nice for him.
Yeah. Can you imagine? That's the chief executive of Sheffield United up top, Stephen Bettis. I guess it's his call.
Well, probably their most difficult game this season for Chelsea was against Barnsley in this competition.
Kovacic has just about prevented the corner. He might wish he hadn't in a minute, because Bogle's little back heel. And now it is a corner to Sheffield United. Encouragement for the visitors.
Well, Pulisic could have stopped that, couldn't he? Obviously felt that came off a Sheffield United player. It's Norwood who'll be taking it.
There are very seldom goals in football that aren't important, but the first one in this tie could be really telling for what follows. It's a near post flick, it's a good one, it's looping, and in the end comfortably into the gloves of Kepa from Jagielka. But there's got to be pressure on Chelsea's goalkeeper, hasn't there, because he's not played a lot, and when he has, his game has continued to be prone to errors.
Yeah, this manages to get to Jagielka, doesn't it? Can't quite get the power on the header. It's nice and comfortable for the keeper. He did save very well, though, in the Barnsley game, didn't he, early on, if you remember. Chelsea were not particularly convincing that day. I think 14 shots Barnsley had. No one else has managed that this season.
Well, Barnsley are going well, aren't they?
Certainly are, yes.
Here's Emerson. Zuma. Christensen. Mason Mount. Ender Stevens coming out to meet him. And that's going to be a Sheffield United throw in.
Yeah, just that link up, wasn't it? They keep changing the picture. When you change players, look, he's frustrated, but if you're going to make these changes, you just need to give the players a little bit of time to adjust.
Already head shaking and muttering.
Yeah, well, that's fine. He's a perfectionist, isn't he? But what happened there was Hudson-Odoi wanted that ball into space, and Mount played it to feet, and then it went wrong. But it'll happen. They'll settle down. They're top players, by the way.
McBurney's header on towards McGoldrick, and Zuma won it in the air. Chilwell forward. Jagielka waving a foot at it, got a brushing contact. It's forward from Osborne. Norwood. Kurt Zuma's header. Fleck winning it back. McGoldrick.
That's Sheffield steel has definitely returned to their play, hasn't it? It was missing last week against Leicester, but it's back today. No purpose about them.
That's nicely played. This is a chance for Osborne to cross. Kurt Zuma scoops it out. Sheffield United have a throw-in.
Did well there, Fleck. Out of his feet quickly. Osborne away. Managing to get out for the first time, really. He's been pushed back by Hudson-Odoi so far.
Down on the Sheffield United dugout for the first time today, Jason Tindall, long-time assistant to Eddie Howe, and for half a season Bournemouth's manager this campaign, now working with Paul Heckingbottom at Sheffield United, who have another corner here.
You did say Eddie Howe, did you? Who's out of a job at the moment. I wonder if he'll end up at Sheffield.
Well, who knows? I don't think he'll be out of work for too long, Eddie Howe. It's a Sheffield United corner kick, which John Fleck, his uncle Robert, used to play for Chelsea. It's come straight back to Fleck. That's a decent ball. It's gone over the top of Jagielka, but it'll be collected by McGoldrick. There are four in the box here. McGoldrick just about leave it away from it by Mason Mount, who used his body well. Kovacic here.
This is good pressing, though, isn't it? Sheffield United,
isn't it?
Really determined there to stop Chelsea building that attack.
It's Chilwell. Well, let's face it, if Sheffield United do go out of the FA Cup, the rest of the season is just about trying to be relegated with some dignity. So they really shouldn't surprise anybody if they are very much up for this. That's well blocked by McBurney. Dispossessed by Kovacic, collected by Bogle. I think that came off the Chelsea man. It did. It's a Sheffield United throw-in, even though Chilwell thinks it's not.
Just breaking down occasionally, isn't it, from a Chelsea point of view?
Well, nearly quarter an hour played, and no threat yet to Aaron Ramsdale in the Sheffield United goal. Mason Mount squeezing it through to Pulisic nicely. Kovacic. It's a free kick. Knew what he was doing, Bulldog, but probably thinks it was worth it.
Yeah, he's just flown in there, hasn't he? It's a nice build-up there, particularly from Mount, how clean his feet are.
Gilmore.
He's another one, Gilmore, isn't he, through the academy, really silky with his passing.
Mateo Kovacic. Pulisic. It's nicely lofted over the top of Osborne, finding Hudson-Odoi. Now it might open up. Mason Mount into the box. Good block by Jagielka. That's a little bit short. Lundstrom just kept it away from Kovacic.
Just going up a gear now, Chelsea, aren't they? Moving it quicker. Fewer touches on the ball.
Here's Chilwell. Emerson. Kovacic. And Ramsdale comes and makes it his, but there's a good run around the back by Hudson-Odoi.
Well, they are mirroring, aren't they, in their shape, Sheffield United. We know they've played this way for the last two or three seasons. They're just basically going man for man all over the pitch.
Ramsdale, who did win here with Bournemouth last season, early on.
He did, but he's facing back-to-back relegations, isn't he? Which you don't really want to your name.
Yeah, he's been a goalkeeper in two sides which have been conceding far too many goals back-to-back seasons. Ramsdale.
Well, 50 so far, Sheffield United this season in the Premier League.
And Bournemouth weren't exactly watertight last season either. That's speared into Olivier Giroud. Bogle needs to be careful here because Chilwell's going to reach this. Was that a foul on Chilwell? It was a faint touch by
I think it's
Bogle.
a push. It's a push. Just needs to be patient there. You'll see the hand go in the back in a minute, I'm sure of it. There it is.
Yeah, poor one to give away, needless really.
Well, with the joy that Chelsea have from set pieces, simply don't want to be giving away corners, free kicks.
Mason Mount to take this. Near post it went and is headed clear by Norwood for Sheffield United.
Yeah, he's the near post man. Most teams will line up like that. It's important he does that job correctly as he's done there. He's in the space. Very impressive, Steve, isn't he? Sorry, Gilmore. Everything that's come into him, his awareness. He hasn't played very much recently, but he seems to be a natural in there.
Oh, he is, yeah. Yeah, he's just got it. Error by Bogle. Zuma. Chelsea have been so good in this FA Cup over the last quarter of a century. They'd only won the tournament once before 1997. That was famously in 1970 in that replay. But they've been serial winners ever since.
Under Abramovich, you have to say.
And pre-Abramovich as well, but yes. It's a free kick quickly taken, too quickly taken for Andy Madley. Hudson-Odoi. Kovacic wriggling past two, finding Giroud. Gilmour, Pulisic. Strong challenge by Lundstrom. Bogle wants Ramsdale to come, and Giroud just sensed that there might be an opportunity for him there. Ramsdale arrived in time.
Not gone into Giroud, have they, that much? That was an occasion when they did. I think they need to. He's almost like a backboard of a player. You think the World Cup, he's a World Cup winner as well, by the way, not just the FA Cup, won 4 times. Never actually scored in that World Cup, but he's a player that you play into and build from, and you need to look to him just a little bit more than they are so far today.
I don't think there were many, Martin, when Olivier Giroud left Arsenal, who thought that he would have such a great spell at Chelsea. I mean, he's probably never really been their main striker, but he's certainly never let them down.
I don't think wherever he's been, he's ever really been appreciated enough.
Bogle for Sheffield United will be pretty happy with the first 20 minutes.
They're doing it well, aren't they, Sheffield United at the moment? Just shuffling across, nobody overly committing. It's a different back three again. So many injuries for them.
Yeah. Basham, Egan, O'Connell all season, Ampadu because he's on loan from Chelsea.
Well, O'Connell's been out for most of the season, so that really strong back three has not been available, really, has it, all season?
No. Emerson, Pulisic. Bogle's little poke took it away from the Chelsea man and fed it into Ollie Norwood. Forward it goes from Fleck, a bit in hope.
Well, that's it. That's where it's got to be better, isn't it? You cannot play a ball there just to basically offer it to Chelsea to come straight back at you.
Olivier Giroud off after this. Blocked by Bogle.
Bulldog does well there, actually. I quite like the look of him in that back three. He normally plays, doesn't he, as the wing back?
Yeah. Gilmour. Mount. Hudson-Odoi. Now Mason Mount cutting inside. Forced away by Ender Stevens. There was no foul by the Sheffield United defender. John Fleck weaving through blue traffic. And playing in 1-2 with Osborne, which I think he's just failed to keep in play. It's been quite a while since Sheffield United had the ball outside of their own half now, Martin.
It is, but as long as that back three stays intact and actually is decent, you've got a chance. At the moment, they're doing their jobs quite well.
Back five, really.
Well, it's become a back five, but the central part of it is important, really important.
Kovacic. That's a lovely ball into Hudson-Odoi. He's in behind here. Ramsdale! And the pinball ping-pong favoured Sheffield United. It might not have done. Chelsea corner.
Well, it's a really good ball, isn't it? Just evading Osborne there. Look, he flies at it. And they're trying to pick out a player. Maybe Mount was on there in a better position. Keeper just gets across and it's scrambled away, fortunately.
Here's a super ball by Kovacic. It's a Chelsea corner, it's their first. Clears Christensen, is missed by Zuma, collected by Chilwell, and deflected into his own net for an own goal. Norwood stretched and has put it past his own goalkeeper, and Chelsea have the lead. Ollie Norwood really unfortunate. Absolutely nothing Ramsdale could do. An own goal breaks the deadlock in the cup quarter-final, and Chelsea are in front.
Yeah, and it's a really poor, isn't it, own goal to concede. I know you can be unfortunate there, but he's usually a foot out in that area, and it can only go in one direction. Chilwell's a great hit, isn't it? But as soon as he gets a touch on that, it's in the back of the net. He actually evades everyone. Zuma was the target. You just see, look, it looks as if it's going wide to me, but suddenly with the contact at Norwood, it's in the back of the net. You don't get any luck when you're at the bottom of the table, Steve, I'm afraid.
Certainly no luck there. Chelsea lead. They were just beginning to really dominate. Sheffield United couldn't get out. Here's Kovacic for Chelsea. Pulisic finding Mount. Suddenly Sheffield United are stretched. That's really well played by Jagielka. Here's Fleck. McGoldrick. Fleck. Osborne in a decent position if he can reach it, and he can. There's three in the middle. It's heading towards Jayden Bogle. Trying to get it back into the middle where Lundstrom was waiting. Not done yet. Balled up to McGoldrick. Norwood. Osborne. Stevens.
Yeah, it's just given away there, isn't it, Ramsdale? Not finding his target. It looked like a decent reaction down that left-hand side with Osborne getting forward. It's really, I mean, they've set up, haven't they, Sheffield United, to be hard to beat, and now they're going to have to get something more creativity needed within the group. Usually comes from Norwood, by the way, in that central position.
Made a couple of forays down that left-hand side as Osborne.
Well, if you look at Hudson-Odoi, it's not really his favourite suit, is it, to defend down there? So it's got to be space occasionally for him.
As Jagielka finding Baldock. Ramsdale. Stevens to Osborne, looking for Fleck, nicked away by Gilmour. Gilmour's ball in, just too long for Olivier Giroud. Bogle knew that Chilwell was there. They've got to keep the ball though.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Spend so much time without it. When you get it, got to hold on to it, make sure you keep it.
It's Gilmour, Hudson-Odoi. Kovacic for Emerson. Here's Chilwell. Olivier Giroud waiting patiently in the middle. Gilmour. Mount. Hudson-Odoi. Moving it well, Chelsea, waiting their moment. Giroud, Pulisic, Chilwell, Kovacic. just behind the little run of Christian Pulisic. Norwood looking to get it away quickly downfield to McGoldrick, and he's unlucky.
He was, wasn't he? Because that's what we're talking about, isn't it? Norwood finding that pass, being compact, hard to beat as they were there, and then on the break creating something.
Christensen. Emerson for Zuma. Zuma for Christensen. Chelsea leading through the own goal by Oliver Norwood.
It's quite difficult though when you look at Mount, that keeps coming deep for the ball, and then Pulisic as well. It's really difficult to deal with on the flanks.
Kovacic, not this time. Straight at Osborne. McBurney. Just flicked off Gilmore. Sheffield United throw. Osborne lofted up to McGoldrick, headed away by Zuma. Mason Mount here, Pulisic. Emerson. Kovacic has a lovely range of passing. Ditto Gilmore, really. Here's Chilwell into the young midfielder Gilmore. Oh, that's a great spot. Hudson-Odoi around the back.
He's just wandered offside there, but great vision from Gilmore. He is a little bit special, this young man. He's been really quite safe with his passing, but on this occasion he lets it run across his body. Look, he just looks to the right. There's not much in that. It's a really good ball.
It'll be 20 in June, just when the European Championships start.
I think it's really important for their academy at Chelsea, isn't it, to get another one through the conveyor belt here.
The other FA Cup quarter-final today is live on BBC One from 4:30, with the semi-final draw at half-time. Alan Shearer and Dion Dublin, along with Gary Lineker. And then Match of the Day 2 this evening. Cup highlights, 10:30, Mark Chapman with Alex Scott and Carlton Cole. Southampton through, Manchester City through. I walked past the Peter Osgood statue behind the West Stand earlier today, Martin, and of course featured in winning FA Cup final sides of both Chelsea and Southampton.
Nickname was the Kite. There's one for you. He used to hang in the air, didn't he? Magnificent player for Chelsea.
Painful one for Pulisic. He'll be okay.
But he wouldn't want another injury, would he? Tuchel was with him, I think, at the start of his career at Dortmund, as he set sail on his career.
Yeah, he's not featured as much this season, Pulisic, as he might have liked.
No, but he's a wonderful talent. There's no doubt about that.
No, he's terrific. It's Christensen forward looking for Hudson-Odoi. It's put out of play by Enda Stevens. This Chelsea's 20th FA Cup quarter-final in the last 30 seasons. It's been a competition they've thoroughly enjoyed. Lost the final of it in 1915 to Sheffield United. Didn't reach another final for 52 years until the Cockney Cup final of '67, which they lost to Tottenham.
He's been fouled again, hasn't he, Pulisic? It's Norwood this time, right down the back of him.
Twice in 2 minutes. So Mount to deliver. Zuma, Christensen, Giroud, Emerson, Pulisic. All inside that Sheffield United penalty area. Everybody back for the visitors. Just cleared Christensen, headed away by Jagielka. Here's Gilmour. Hudson-Odoi caressed that cross in Emerson's direction, and Emerson couldn't quite get his head on it.
It's just evaded everybody, hasn't it? That ball in.
Chelsea haven't created a great deal, have they, Martin? Obviously, the goal's an own goal. That aside, Ramsdale has been reasonably comfortable so far.
Well, that is not untypical of the way that they play this season, isn't it, Chelsea? That's the problem when you play with three at the back. He won't worry about that Tuchel, though. He knows he's come in, hasn't he, to secure games.
It's not often a side leading 1-0 haven't had a shot on target.
No.
But that is, I suppose, statistically true, given that it was an own goal. Pulisic's lost it. He was fouled, though. That's 3 now inside the last 3 or 4 minutes. Baldock twice. And the referee, Andy Madley, just raised 2 fingers in the nicest possible way to Baldock, noting
yes,
that that's twice you've done that.
It's like a tag team, isn't it? They're all having a little go at him.
Know your enemy.
Yeah, exactly that. He is an outstanding talent, so they want to get tight to him, but they won't get away with that the next time.
Last 10 minutes of the first half, Chelsea 1 up. McBurney on Emerson, that's also a foul.
They're just taking a little bit long in possession there, Emerson. I think Sheffield having difficulty dealing with Pulisic and Mount, just falling into those little pockets of space.
I have a feeling McBurney had something to say to Emerson about the Chelsea defender falling to the ground there, and it probably wasn't that complimentary. Emerson forward.
He's giving it away again, Emerson, isn't it? You can hear Tuchel every time he gives it away, by the way.
Ramsdale to Norwood, Norwood to Jagielka. Jason Tyndale and Paul Heckingbottom deep in conversation. Paul Heckingbottom managed Barnsley, Leeds and Hibernian in Scotland before taking up the role of Sheffield United's under-23 manager, which is the role he's expecting to return to.
So he has got useful experience, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Tyndall obviously has been an assistant to Eddie Howe for a number of years.
Stephen Bettis, the CEO. It has been suggested that Jason Tyndall may even be a manager in waiting. I don't think that is necessarily the case. Though they're old mates, Tyndall and Bettis, from their East London roots. Here's Lundstrom.
This is where they've got to build their confidence, isn't it? This is when, you know, you're brave in possession. Can you build? Look, Lundstrom there. That is not really what you're looking for. Look, they make something of it.
Osborne did well to make something of it. Here's
Certainly did.
McGoldrick.
See Norwood, look at the way he can pass the ball. Look, that confidence starts to breed through the group, then it gives it away. You can't make more than 1 or 2 passes, and that's when you've been without the ball for such long periods, it's difficult in a game. Got to work with one another, encourage each other as a group.
Lots of positives about Norwood's day, but also one quite significant negative so far, and here it is.
Yeah, look, puts your foot out there. We know it's unfortunate, but maybe he takes another step or leaves it, he'd be better off.
Kurt Zuma. Gilmore. Mount. So many Chelsea players go out on loan and you barely ever see them again, but Andreas Christensen at the back is an example that it doesn't have to be that way. Had 2 years with Borussia Mönchengladbach on loan from Chelsea and has come back to be a very important part of the squad.
Well, yeah, and Zuma was out on loan last year. Yes. Mount was out on loan, so I mean, they're now actually bringing them back and using them the right manner.
Olivier Giroud, has he kept that in? Not quite. Not quite. Decent effort, though.
It's not necessarily his strength, though, sprinting into channels. He wants the ball into feet, Giroud. Looked like he kept it in from that angle.
Well, thank goodness we don't pause to check. Ramsdale away downfield. McGoldrick with the little back header on towards McBurney, out by Emerson. Norwood. Here's Hudson-Odoi. Staying in the game, staying, you know, maybe in for the last 10 minutes. If it's 1-0 with 10 to play, Sheffield United will feel that there may be an opportunity for them, a little bit of luck, a set piece, an error, whatever.
Well, they look somewhat better organised than they did last week against Leicester. Watch that game as well. But it's about creating something at the other end now. That's the next step for them.
Only 7 wins all season, 3 of them in this competition, Sheffield United. It's Thiago Silva.
He's not quite as keen on the FA Cup as he is the Champions League. He was celebrating in a large way, wasn't he, midweek? He's shouting instructions, by the way. We can hear him in the stand.
Kovacic waving a boot at it, finding Gilmore. Norwood, bit risky that, and he's lost it. And Pulisic can't beat Ramsdale. It's Gilmore. He's swamped, gives it back to Pulisic. Being forced away and losing the ball to Osborne. And Sheffield United have cleared their lines, no damage done, but Norwood's error really played them into trouble.
Well, Pulisic reads it, doesn't it, beautifully. They keep playing it into Norwood. He's the only one who really wants to play. And it's a blind pass. Look, just rolls it. Pulisic's onto it. Just slips at the wrong time. Ramsdale does well to get out to him, to close down the space.
Good save by Ramsdale.
And that'll do his confidence a world of good as well.
That slip might have just done for him, though. Pulisic just lost his footing.
It's clever how he was onto it, though, in a flash.
Billy Gilmore finds Ben Chilwell. Here's Kovacic. Referee says play on, Andy Madley. Hudson-Odoi back to Christensen. Neatly into Gilmore. Here's Zuma. Chelsea give the ball away so rarely.
I think that's been a big improvement, hasn't it? They don't take many touches. One touch, two touch. Christensen seems to be flourishing as well, more confident.
Hudson-Odoi. And skips around Osborne. And it came off Pulisic, who got himself in front of Jagielka. It's going to be a goal kick to Sheffield United.
And it's a slow build-up from Chelsea, but methodical, but lots of angles on it. A little bit of skill here. Ball whipped in. Can't get in front, can he, Pulisic? He's so difficult to pick up, Pulisic. He starts wide left and then ends up centrally to support the front man.
Ramsdale with a long ball downfield. McBurney with a flick on. Zuma with a bit of a problem with McGoldrick right on his shoulder. And Sheffield United have a throw in here deep inside Chelsea territory. Can they conjure something just before the break? They're going to have to rattle on with it if they're going to, because I think they're only going to have one added minute. Bogle trying to pirouette his way through, couldn't. Chilwell for Emerson. That's given it away, though. Here's Ender Stevens. Osborne did well. Knew Hudson-Odoi was coming, could probably hear him. Here's Fleck. Norwood. Baldock. Lundstrom into one-added minute.
Just breaking down again, wasn't it? There was a chance to go, actually. I thought Fleck was going to give that to Osborne down that left-hand side. He's had some joy, hasn't he, Osborne? Not so much on this right-hand side.
Now here's Fleck. Norwood. McGoldrick. McGoldrick's drive, and Kepa Arrizabalaga is right behind it, but he knew the whistle was imminent, David McGoldrick. I guess when you have so few opportunities to shoot in a game, you don't want the half-time whistle to go when the ball's on your toe. You at least want to get the shot away. And the referee, Andy Madley, blows his whistle for half-time. In terms of organisation, an awful lot better from Sheffield United today. In terms of goals, Chelsea have it. Ramsdale beaten by Ollie Norwood's unfortunate own goal. Other than that, Chelsea...
Incredible. Yeah, you could be home for Michael, but
and there's two members of the Defenders Union. I'm sure, Ashley, you two won't be we're hoping that record extends a little bit further.
No, I think, listen, you know, they've got 45 minutes. Of course, it could change their season. You know, going into a semi-final, so you've got to give it everything. But who knows? Like we spoke about before, it could be a set play, but be a little bit more adventurous, I feel.
OK, let's see what happens. Second half upon us, a place at Wembley at stake. Steve Wilson and Martin Keown.
Thank you very much, Gabby. They used to hold the FA Cup final here 100 years ago. This was the venue for the final. In fact, in 1920, when the final was scheduled to be played here and was played here, Chelsea lost in the semi-final, missing out on the chance to play in the final on their own ground, and they lost to Aston Villa at Sheffield United's Bramall Lane. I suppose Spurs, when they were playing at Wembley, might have had the chance to play in an FA Cup final on kind of home turf. Chelsea 45 minutes away from the semi-final again, leading by that Norwood own goal to 0. From left to right in the second half, Chelsea towards the Matthew Harding end. No substitutions from either side.
I think there might have been contrasting team talks. Tuchel would be pleased they're in front, but be looking to create more themselves. You know, they don't create too many chances from game to game, and Sheffield United would be more of the same, but then be creative, of course, themselves at the other end.
This is Chilwell. Pretty sure Sheffield United will not be unhappy to be just the one down at this stage, and if it's still one in the 80th minute, they might make a change or two and hope for a bit of luck. The cross is deep and it's gone all the way through to Hudson-Odoi. Pulisic. Oh, brilliant feat by Pulisic, magnificent, and Ramsdale denies him again, and Pulisic couldn't quite react quickly enough to put the rebound under the bar, but this is absolutely brilliant feat.
Well, wasn't it? Just a little shimmy, look, just goes, there's no space there, but he finds it. Beautiful. And the keeper, you have to credit him there, he stands up really big. Just look at this little jink that rolls it over his right foot. You'd expect him to score from there, but keeper does really well.
It's almost a Muhammad Ali shuffle.
Well, we talked, didn't we, about how the quality that he possesses.
Here's Lundstrom for Sheffield United. McGoldrick pointing at where he wants it to go. It's instead aimed towards Fleck, headed away by Christensen, collected by Bogle. I don't think there's anything in that. And there is something in that. It's going to be a Chelsea free kick. Good to see Jayden Bogle getting forward from right wing back. He's spent a lot of time just being on the right of a 5 defensively. He has got a goal in Bogle.
Yeah, and they're trying to get numbers forward, which is a good message. And I thought on this occasion, just in front of that, they put the ball in the box early, and that's what the centre forwards want.
Kovacic. Pulisic. That's a free kick. That's 3 times now Baldock has fouled Pulisic. And the card stays in Andy Madley's pocket for the moment, but if he keeps doing it, it'll come out eventually.
Well, Pulisic again, he just takes up a really good position, doesn't he? And Bulldog's trying to get back there, has to foul him, he gets sucked out. This is the feet, look, just beautiful. Outside, inside, away from his opponent.
I wonder sometimes of all the players like him that Chelsea have, if he's not the best.
Well, I think for long periods of last season he was really productive, wasn't he? He just got that nasty injury to his hamstring, slowed him this season.
Well, Mason Mount is going to take this. It's a fair way out, isn't it? 26, 27 metres or so, I'd say.
He's trying to get that up and down over the top of that wall.
But wide of the post.
No, he's not happy. He doesn't get it right at all, does he? Gets his direction wrong. He's trying to get that whip on the ball, though. It's difficult from there.
Emerson. Giroud, this looks promising. Giroud looking for Hudson-Odoi. He's going to have to go and retrieve that and can't. Sheffield United throw it. They were 9th in the Premier League when Thomas Tuchel replaced Frank Lampard. They're now 4th, quarter-finalists in Europe. Hoping to be semi-finalists in the FA Cup. There are still lots of Chelsea supporters, though, Martin, as you know, who regret Lampard's departure.
Well, he was an all-time great for the football club.
Here's McGoldrick making life interesting for Christensen, who did well, actually.
Did really well, Christensen. For me, he's one of our standout players. Rudiger is another one who's come in, obviously not playing today.
McBurney.
I think Tuchel, though, you think about, he has to get a whole lot of credit for what he's done to this football club coming in. Abramovich's 13th appointment, and Just a couple of goals conceded. It's what are we now, 11 hours since they've conceded at Stamford Bridge. It's quite remarkable.
Yeah, it will be in 8 or 9 minutes' time. Here's Ender Stevens, little clipped cross, and that's dangerous if McBurney can get underneath it, which he can't. And neither could Baldock. Here's Giroud.
I think that's what Sheffield United need to do. Get that ball into the box. Don't try and be too clever. Maybe that was the message at half-time, because it's happened twice already in this second half.
Kovacic. Chelsea didn't win anything last season, of course, and if they don't win anything this season, that would be the first time since the pre-Abramovich days that they would go back-to-back seasons without a trophy.
Yeah, it's been incredibly successful under Abramovich, hasn't it? Succession of managers, we've just said. That's their model, isn't it? I think that Tuchel has only signed an 18-month contract. They might be regretting that. Can still win 2 trophies, of course.
Well, you still win trophies and get sacked at this club. Many a manager will tell you that. Here's Pulisic to Hudson-Odoi. Maybe there were better options. He had 4 blue shirts to his left-hand side.
Well, I can see why he's done it. He's rolled his right foot over the ball, and then it's about the quality finish. Pulisic involved again, pulling the strings. Just rolls his foot over it, and he's got time there to measure that shot. Rushes it a little bit. Disappointed. When you come into the team here, if you think Ziyech played there last time, and he might well have put that away, so you can't miss those opportunities, such as the strength in depth of this squad here at Chelsea.
Sheffield United can't give the ball away that easily. Jayden Bogle, nicely done. Norwood holding off Kovacic. Lundstrom. Bogle. Scored 3 times this season for Sheffield United, which for a right wing-back who hasn't played that many games, actually, is a pretty decent achievement.
You see the contrast to how Chelsea press so well now.
Looking for Giroud, and Jagielka did well. That's given away by Bogle, though. Mason Mount for Chelsea. Mateo Kovacic. Well run by Gilmour. You could see what he was trying to do, but Hudson-Odoi hadn't made the run.
And he's gesturing, isn't he, there? He wants him to make that run, Gilmour. He flies into this challenge, and he's back on his feet straight away. Might hit him on the hand there, but he's up, and he plays a little diagonal, and Hudson-Odoi is not on the same wavelength.
So far, the kind of day that Kepa Arrizabalaga would have wanted. A couple of long ranges that were straight at him, and not much else. Willy Caballero is on the bench today, actually, not Edouard Mendy. Pulisic's gone down here. I think Ender Stevens put him there. Christensen, he's still down here, Pulisic. Chelsea have put the ball out of play so that he can get some treatment. He has been something of a marked man, Pulisic, hasn't he?
Oh, I say, I think that's 4 or 5 now. Yeah, he just steps, doesn't he, down the back of his Achilles there.
It's accidental, though, Martin, we should.
Yes, but it still happened.
Well, he's back on his feet.
Stevens, wasn't it, this time?
Yeah.
It's like a tag team, isn't it? They're all having to come into contact with him. It's good news he's on his feet.
And Sheffield United give the ball back to Chelsea. as is the convention. Unless you're Arsenal against Sheffield United all those years ago when they didn't, of course. Do you remember?
I do remember that day, yes.
Carney's debut, wasn't it?
We gave them a goal back, though, didn't we, that day?
Well, you replayed the game.
Oh, we did.
Yeah,
they
you didn't give them a goal back. You replayed the game.
They wanted it at their place, didn't they? But we insisted it being another home game.
Bruce had a point, really. It was, but for that goal, it would have ended a draw, and the game would have been replayed at Bramall Lane. But there you are.
I think that would have been exploiting our goodwill, shall we say.
Did you play in that one?
I was rested for that one.
Rested, not
dropped?
dropped?
I did play, actually. No, not at that
never
stage.
Dropped, no.
I wouldn't say never. I was in my prime then, though.
Here's Chilwell for Chelsea, finding Emerson. Zuma for Christensen. Norwood. Lundstrom purposefully forward to McGoldrick. McGoldrick was fouled. Could have played an advantage, but McGoldrick is going to need a bit of treatment, I think. And Andy Madley is just saying to Kurt Zuma, watch it. And Kurt Zuma is making a ball shape with his gloved hands, saying, I got the ball. This will tell us.
I'm not sure he did. He stamps on his foot, but the more important thing there was Lundstrom's making a really good run in and around him. He was available, and McBurney obviously alongside, and that's what they've got to do when they go into that front. They've got to have people breaking from midfield, trying to get bodies into the final third. He's good at that, Lundstrom. He's got a hell of an engine on him. He's to just cut loose and get forward more often.
Sheffield United free kick. Can they get something from this? We're approaching the hour. Jagielka forward. McBurney's header dropping to McGoldrick. Fed to Lundstrom. This is promising. Bogle cut out by Chilwell to Sheffield United's frustration, but they do have a throw-in, and they do have bodies up the pitch and in Chelsea territory. Bogle to Lundstrom. So hands on the back of Bogle there are, and it's a free kick now to Sheffield United.
And that's what Bogle's got to do, hasn't he? Keep taking Chilwell back into that left back spot. I think probably he's going to go down here quite. It is a shove. No, it's a foul.
Yeah. Similar in the first half, it was the same two players, wasn't it? I think the other way around, if I remember rightly. Now this might be interesting.
Well, it's got to be a good delivery. He's got to beat that first man at the near post.
It's Norwood to take. It's drilled in all the way away to Osborne. Lots of Sheffield United players in the middle. Osborne knocked it one side of Callum Hudson-Odoi, but
well, he forgot the ball, didn't he?
Yeah. We have just passed the point at which Chelsea have now gone 11 hours of playing time without conceding a goal here at Stamford Bridge. That goal was scored by Luton against them in Frank Lampard's last match in charge in the fourth round of this competition. Curled in by Osborne. It's dropping to Bogle. Bogle looking for Lundstrom. Ender Stevens was there, taken away from him, and Chelsea were just hurried for the first time in the game. This is a little bit awkward for Jagielka, and that is a corner kick to Chelsea. And Jagielka at least had the wherewithal to make sure the back pass wasn't on target.
Correct. He's gone from one end of the pitch to the other there. Just about to say that's got to be the game plan, isn't it, for Sheffield United? Put the ball in the box, causing mayhem, and then it's up the other end. Just looking at the goalkeeper's position here, he's backing away. No, it's just wants that. Jagielka there just needs to roll that to the keeper. Gets away with it.
Well, it's the first time that Chelsea have looked genuinely uncomfortable for a second or two around their own penalty area.
It was. You've got to ask that question, haven't you? Whip it in there.
But it's a Chelsea corner. Cleared away by Norwood, dropping to Gilmore. Another great ball from the young Scot. It's Azpilicueta and James getting themselves ready to come on.
It's interesting that it's two defenders, isn't it? Says an awful lot about the manager. Safety first.
If it's a straight swap, then you'd imagine Hudson-Odoi would be one of the players coming off. We'll see. Here's Norwood, Osborne, McBurney, Norwood, better, Osborne, McGoldrick running, Fleck running, Lundstrom running, not offside McGoldrick. He's played it into Osborne, he can pull it back for Fleck, and jabbed away at the crucial moment by Emerson, and the flag was up anyway. But that's much, much better from Sheffield United.
Really good play. Osborne again down this left-hand side. McGoldrick working well with him. Just this little give and go, isn't it? This is the offside. This is the thing, they bring it back an awful long way, but it's still good play, isn't it? Emerson does really well from a Chelsea point of view, I have to say, to mop that one up.
Christensen for Zuma. But that again is just a little sign of encouragement for Sheffield United.
And if Tuchel wants to make changes there, maybe it just seems that they look a little bit vulnerable. He wants to get some of the sort of first-class recognised players back in to be a bit more solid at the back.
He's done well in a left wing-back position, I think.
Really well, yes.
So Reece James is coming on for Chelsea, and Olivier Giroud is one of the players going off. Well, so the centre forward comes off. Hudson-Odoi will move further forward, and Christensen for Azpilicueta is a straight positional one.
Well, he was ill, wasn't he, in midweek, so I understand that. Christensen coming off.
Reece James on then, takes the throw in for Chelsea. Mount trying to find Pulisic. Ender Stevens. Emerson. Front three of Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic and Mount. Now for Chelsea. Little will-o'-the-wisps, all of them really.
Interesting, Mount's right down the middle, isn't he?
Gilmore. Tussle involving Callum Hudson-Odoi and George Baldock results in a Sheffield United free kick. They're still in this, Sheffield United, for all that.
It's about
Chelsea
belief, though, isn't it,
possession.
Steve? You just feel if they had a bit more conviction. They still seem shell-shocked from last weekend.
Well, it's Fleck forward to McBurney. Back into Fleck is McGoldrick. McGoldrick to McBurney. That's an error. Well, they look so much secure, so much more secure. They look well organised, disciplined. They've stuck to the plan. But for the Norwood own goal, they haven't had too many alarms. The question is, can they, in the 25 or so minutes that remain, actually put some concerted pressure on the Chelsea goal and get themselves on level terms? It's possible.
Well, that's what they've been about, haven't they? Certainly under Chris Wilder, most of last season. Very difficult to beat, compact at the back, and then they grab the odd goal here and there. That's what they've got to do today.
Mount through to Hudson-Odoi, who's not going to reach that. Ramsdale's there. Zuma, Norwood.
There's an awful lot of territory, though, for those two front players, McBurney and McGoldrick, to cover. They look like they're running out of steam at the moment to me.
Ollie Burke is on the bench, and so is Rhian Brewster, who was, of course, a Chelsea youngster before he moved on to Liverpool and then on to the Blades, where he's yet to score. Rhian Brewster.
Yeah, well, there's 5 substitutions today, so, you know, we might see somebody coming off that bench at some point.
Had 7 years as a Chelsea kid, Ryan Brewster, left in 2014, 7 years ago. His Fleck. Clipped up towards Jayden Bogle. Zuma is there.
Comes across well there, doesn't he, Zuma? That's been a feature of their defending under the new manager. They really shut the door on the opposition.
Norwood. Lundstrom. Little deflection on the cross, McGoldrick's missed it. Oh, it's a fantastic opportunity for David McGoldrick. He just had to hit the target. There was a deflection on the cross, and that's the chance they've been waiting for.
Well, it's a glorious opportunity. It's what we've been talking about. McGoldrick, look at him, he's in there on his own. Nobody near him. He's just got to hit the target. Lundstrom, great ball in, whips it over the top of the defender's head. Azpilicueta watches in hope, and it goes past. Dear, oh dear.
Oh, David McGoldrick. What an opportunity that was.
Unbelievable, wasn't it? That's what can happen if you keep the game nice and tight, but that was the moment you've got to cash in.
Well, they'll do well to make a better chance. They might come up with a better finish from a less inviting chance.
Well, they've got to keep hoping, haven't they, Sheffield United? Hopefully that will inspire them. There's some good performances now from Sheffield United.
Osborne. McBurney. Lundstrom got there. Bogle didn't get there.
No, but I think that ball should come into the box. You know, just put it in there.
Well, let's have another look. With apologies to David McGoldrick, who will not want to have another look.
Well, he won't be able to sleep tonight having missed that. It's a wonderful ball in, isn't it? And you just think we're just going to be bulging in the back of the net, and somehow, I mean, Kepa can't believe it either, can he? Just falls away from it.
Hudson-Odoi has lost it. Norwood has it for Sheffield United. It's McBurney. McBurney shot, good save by Kepa Arrizabalaga for Chelsea.
Was a good save, wasn't it? Just coming alive now, McBurney. Look at the space McBurney's got. He just decides, look, I'm going to hit this. And he just guides it into the corner. Comfortable, really, for the keeper.
Osborne.
He's inspired, by the way, Osborne, isn't he?
Yeah, been excellent,
second half.
Really good. Here's Fleck through James. John Fleck. Osborne's cross. Chilwell with the clearing header. Callum Hudson-Odoi won back by Norwood. Now Chelsea can break, but Mount can't reach it. Bulldogs there. Do you know, I wonder if a kind of switch has been flicked. You know, this is the moment, or we've just gone past the moment in which Sheffield United decide, right, okay, it's only one.
It's like they've thrown their gloves down, haven't they?
Yeah.
And said, right, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
I really like the back three today. It's much more mobile, more compact. And they can just build from there. And of course, at any moment, Chelsea could break away and score again.
Yeah, and then it's probably done, but they have to run the risk.
Higginbottom can be pleased with his team today. I'm just watching, and you can't quite see it. Maybe you can. Lundstrom just keeps making that run. I mean, we talked about his engine. He just keeps going into that space.
Here he is finding Norwood to McBurney. Looking for Bogle. Has he stayed onside? Bogle, can he reach it? Zuma got across. And it's a corner kick to Sheffield United.
I can tell you that was a really important foot there from Zuma. Again, it's really good running off the ball from Bogle. It stays onside. He's the wing back, by the way. Just times it nicely.
That's great defending. In goes the corner kick. Wasn't the greatest, headed away by Chilwell.
That's a frustration there, because that ball's got to beat the first defender, and it's Norwood again. He's usually very good from those situations.
Chelsea making 2 more changes. Kai Havertz and Hakim Ziyech will be coming on. Billy Gilmour is trudging towards the bench. He's the first to come off. On comes Hakim Ziyech for Gilmour, and Kai Havertz is going to replace Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Some mixed performances there. When I thought Gilmour was excellent in that Chelsea midfield. Hudson-Odoi a little bit quiet. Played in 2 positions, didn't he? Already today, now finds himself on the bench.
So it's Sheffield United's throw in. Chelsea have made 4 changes. That's a shame. Bogle let it run away from him. Sheffield United yet to make any changes. Here's Pulisic. Ziyech, no. Osborne covering, Stevens away.
What's happened here really is Tuchel is sufficiently, isn't he, worried to make the changes.
Good ball that by Norwood, testing Zuma again, but Zuma, when called upon, hasn't really put a foot wrong.
No, and he's playing in the middle of a 3, and I wouldn't have thought that was his best position, but he's proved me wrong today.
Confirmation of
the game
those
really
changes.
well, Steve.
Sorry, Martin, confirmation of the changes. That's Chilwell. Pulisic, Havertz. Mason Mount. Well cut out by Osborne, who finds Fleck.
There's some options on the pitch now, by the way, for Chelsea, isn't there? Ziyech, Havertz, and Pulisic.
Yeah. And Mount.
And Mount, yeah. Gives it a totally different look.
Havertz, Kovacic, Chilwell, Pulisic taking on Bogle. That's going to be a goal kick to Sheffield United.
Pulisic there wants movement, doesn't he, in the box? Comes back onto his strong foot there, rips it across.
We've got the FA Cup quarter-final at the King Power coming up 4:30 on BBC One between Leicester and Manchester United, and Premier League and FA Cup action from 10:30 tonight. Match of the day 2 with Mark Chapman. Here's McGoldrick. This is going to be a really interesting last 15 minutes to this cup tie, because Sheffield United are not out of this.
No, and they're getting good joy. Certainly McGoldrick making runs into those channels.
Ollie Burke's coming on.
Well, we know he's going to be a willing runner into the channel, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a energetic player, is Ollie Burke. And replaces McBurney. Ollie Burke used to be at RB Leipzig along with Timo Werner. Made his debut actually for Leipzig against Tuchel's Borussia Dortmund. Ender Stevens into John Fleck. Fleck looking for Jayden Bogle, out by Chilwell. Bulldog. Here is Burke. Well, they may or may not find the goal that they're looking for, Sheffield United. But, Martin, I think you have to give them an awful lot of credit
for sure
for their performance today.
Without doubt, unrecognisable from last week, by the way. They've got to keep believing they can get this goal. They need a bit of inspiration from somebody.
It's Norwood. Lundstrom. Blocked by Kovacic.
You know, it's essentially the same players on the pitch, isn't it? Just one change, Burke, but a real change in their mindset from the start of this game to where we find ourselves now. These Sheffield players.
Well, they started off pressing hard, but lost their way a little bit.
They did in possession. They weren't really interested, but now they are.
Here's Fleck. McGoldrick in the channel. Burke is in the middle. Bogle's in the middle. Lundstrom's in the middle. McGoldrick's got himself in the box here and lays it square. Well, Kepa Arrizabalaga got his left hand to it and almost stopped the progression of the ball right into the path of Jayden Bogle.
Steve, that was brilliant from McGoldrick. Absolute brilliant.
Bogle goes down. It's a free kick to Sheffield United.
They're forcing these mistakes from Chelsea. And look at this. He's got absolutely no right to get past Azpilicueta. A little drag over the ball. He tries to pick out a pass, doesn't he? The keeper. That's a great hand from the keeper, by the way. And look at this for composure. That's a top defender who's going past there. Scrambling it away now, Chelsea.
Well, it wouldn't be the world's biggest shock if Sheffield United get a goal here. Wouldn't be the world's biggest shock if Chelsea got a second either, by the way, but it's going to be intriguing. The free kick from Norwood is clipped into Ender Stevens, and that's wide. It wasn't an easy angle, and he was under pressure from Havertz. And here comes Ryan Brewster replacing Ollie Norwood for Sheffield United.
Well, that's a little bit of a gamble because it's Norwood that's been creating a lot of these build-ups in the midfield. I know he made the mistake maybe for the goal. He's been the player that's been most likely to create. Brewster's come on up top. 3 strikers now for Sheffield United.
With 12 to play and only 1 goal between the sides, and Wembley in the semi-final, the prize. Fleck's header. Kovacic. Havertz. Bulldog. Burke is swift. Emerson with it. Done well, Emerson, very well. Bulldog for Sheffield United put his head in there and found Bogle.
How brave was that?
Emerson to Havertz.
You see, they're inspired now, Sheffield United.
McGoldrick.
Yeah, he just wanted that, didn't he, McGoldrick from Osborne there. He didn't want a long pass.
He doesn't want to go out with regrets, Paul Heckingbottom. They're going to give it a go here. Arrizabalaga playing for time a little bit here. 50-50 possession, second half.
Well, that says it all, doesn't it? 50% possession against Chelsea, where they normally dominate possession. I think that's down to a lot of the changes that were made by Tuchel coming into this. But he's certainly got enough of the A-team on at the moment.
Zuma for Emerson. Kovacic. Still in play. That's straight out of play from Ramsdale. Disappointing. Chelsea throw.
Yeah. He's got plenty of time there to pick someone out. It's just an area where, let's call it a development area, he needs to improve upon.
Christian Pulisic for Chelsea. Havertz. Tuchel's going to be frustrated that it's only one.
Well, they haven't really done anything, have they, in the second half, Chelsea? Even with all the substitutes. Seems like they're just doing enough at the moment, Chelsea. Broken down again.
Didn't want to be nervy at this stage of the game, but it is a little. Ender Stevens. N'Golo Kante is coming on for Chelsea. Pulisic is coming off, and that tells you something in itself.
Yeah, he's been probably Chelsea's best player today, Pulisic. It's important to protect him with the hamstring injury he's had. This fella, though, has been reborn lately, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Magnificent in midweek.
He'll sit in front of the back line and just keep absorbing it up. Here's Zuma. Now Reece James for Chelsea. Reece James, Havertz in the middle, cut out. Jagielka to Ender Stevens, and out of play off Reece James. It's a Chelsea throw, actually, taken by James. Mount. Here's Ziyech. Kovacic. Azpilicueta, and that's gone straight out of play for a Sheffield United throw.
It's sloppy, isn't it, from Chelsea point of view? Tuchel is covering his mouth there. He's getting so annoyed with it. Pass the ball properly, he's saying to his team.
Here comes Kovacic though for Chelsea. Finding Hakim Ziyech. Chilwell back into Ziyech, working Sheffield United's back line now. Chelsea. Mount to James. Clever cross on the outside of the boot, but it's bending away for the goal kick.
Yeah, it's unlucky. I have to say, Sheffield United working incredibly hard defensively. That's what they're about. That's what their previous manager installed in them, Sheffield United.
Goes Jagielka towards Brewster. Offside against Ryan Brewster. And time is ebbing away on what has been a really spirited Sheffield United performance.
It is, but again there, you want Brewster to look along the line there, to be offside in that situation. I know he's a young player, but he should be equipped with that knowledge of what to look for.
Not easy to pick a man of the match when the game is in the balance with 5 to play, Martin, but I'll hand that one over to you.
Well, I think now that he's off the pitch, Pulisic, I think he was probably the best player today, seemed the most likely. The player I like to look at and to watch. He's been unlucky with injury. He seems to be getting back to his best now. Another option for the manager here. Top talent.
4 to play. Can Sheffield United create another chance, another half a chance? Take it to extra time. Ramsdale forward, Chilwell backpedaling. I think it came off Chilwell. It did. It's a Sheffield United throw-in.
Got to get bodies up the pitch, haven't they, Sheffield United?
I can tell from 80 yards away it's a Sheffield United throw-in. Chilwell.
Well, exactly.
Chilwell, whom it hit.
Players, they argue for everything these days.
Maybe 'twas ever thus. Ziyech is down here. His Bulldog, who I think had his left arm coming up into Ziyech here.
Well, it does come up quite high, doesn't it? I think maybe if the referee sees that, it might have been a yellow, but he didn't see it, the referee. VAR's not going to intervene.
No. Well, VAR's had a look at it, but it's obviously not a red. Nearly there, Chelsea. It's not been easy, but they're nearly there.
It's a foul on Mount, isn't it? I think he's okay. He's got some big international games coming up now for England.
San Marino.
They're all big games, Steve.
Okay. That's going to be a goal kick to Sheffield United.
Just getting in the team's going to be big news for him. We've got all that to come, haven't we? Of course, Grealish and Maddison not available, so that makes it easier to pick him. Although he did play in England's last game against Iceland.
Lashed away by Ramsdale. Dropping to Zuma. Here's McGoldrick. Had that glorious, glorious chance. David McGoldrick. Fleck. Good run by Fleck. George Bullock's cross. Not what they wanted.
Too much
high
and
irretrievable.
It was good play though from Fleck, just driving through in that midfield. McGoldrick goes out on the right wing. You want him in the box.
It's Lys Mousset coming on. Last throw of the dice for Sheffield United here. Jayden Bogle's had a good game, Martin.
Yeah, he's done really well on that right-hand side. Got forward where possible.
Mousset on for whatever remains. 40 seconds plus added time. Had an operation on the ligament in his foot, Lys Mousset. Not played a lot of football this season. It would be quite a story if he was to pop up with an equalising goal in what is left.
Just winding the clock down here, Chelsea, aren't they? That's how professional they are. They just want to see the game out. Not been able to kill Sheffield United off.
Osborne forward, Brewster trying to get underneath it. It's come off Mount, it's collected by Brewster. Now Mousset is in the middle. Ollie Burke's getting there, Lundstrom as well. It's Osborne in behind Reece James. The cross is a decent one, and it was really well cut outside netting. Brewster followed up. It's a corner to Sheffield United. It's deflected a whisker wide of the post.
Well, it's fantastic play, isn't it? Down Osborne again down this left-hand side. Zuma gets a great block, and he's just come on to that Brewster, and he really should be hitting the target from there. That was his moment.
Well, it may have been on target, but for the deflection. And this may be it for Sheffield United. In it goes from Fleck, up go the head, Zuma away, collected by Osborne. Almost got away from him, Fleck again. That's a Chelsea throw-in, it came off the boot of Ender Stevens. Well, they have posed Chelsea problems in the second half, Sheffield United.
Well, certainly have. Higginbottom will be pleased with the reaction from his team, certainly from last week. They've had the chances, though, Steve, to get back into this.
Three added minutes, and we're into it. And it's poked away by Ziyech, and they might get a second here, Chelsea. It's Mateo Kovacic into Ben Chilwell. Chilwell to Ziyech. Ziyech for two, and Chelsea are into the FA Cup semi-finals. Hakim Ziyech puts it beyond doubt, and Sheffield United are now finished. It's 2-0.
Well, it's ruthless, isn't it, from Chelsea. Just a few passes and they punish you. When you've got that much quality on the pitch, it's just a matter of time, isn't it? Ziyech there starts the move. Kovacic just floats it along the deck there to Chilwell, and look at the movement in the box. Takes it with the right foot, puts it away with the left. It's emphatic, isn't it? This is what they're looking for, Chelsea. Ziyech now starting to blossom, starting to become the player that we expected to see. Great finish.
Not dissimilar to the Champions League game in the week, really. Same scoreline, 2-0, very late goal, settles it. Brewster's fouled, and Sheffield United will look back on their cup run with some pride in what has been an incredibly difficult campaign for them. And they will look back on a big David McGoldrick chance which got away, and a Ryan Brewster shot late on which was deflected wide. But the outcome is what, in truth, most people thought the outcome would be. It's Chelsea into the last four of the FA Cup. Semi-finalists again, Chelsea. This is a competition they absolutely love, and they are still very much in it. It's finished. Chelsea 2, Sheffield United 0.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, it may be the outcome that people expected, but the way that they got there, perhaps a bit more protracted. Sheffield United will rue their missed chances, and Chelsea, well, they're a puzzle in a way, aren't they, Mika?
Yeah, they defended well when they needed to, and then they took the chance when it came at the end. I think they always got quality in the team. I think they might have upped it if they needed to. And I've got to give Sheffield United some credit today, because we talked to them the bottom of the Premier League. They could have gave up, but they had that fighting spirit. And a lot of people look at the result and see 2-0 or Sheffield United have been beaten again.